Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with another video, and this time we're doing a full set. But as you can see, I've already prepped the nail and applied the nail tips, and that's because I didn't realize that my phone was not recording. But again, we're just reshaping or shaping the nails. I'm using a 100-100 nail file, and as you can see on the sides, I'm going in at a 45-degree angle and the free edge at a 90-degree angle, and this is kind of like a tapered square shape. As you can see, they're not as narrow, so they're not a coffin. But again, I'm using a 100-100 nail file, and we're just shaping the nails. Alrighty, so now we're going to go ahead and apply the primer. So we're just applying this to the natural nail. Remember, if they have any little cuts and you get it on the skin, it will burn them really bad. So be sure to only get it on the natural nail. After this, we're going to go ahead and apply the acrylic. So I'm going to be using my Mia Secret acrylic system. I'm using the pink multi-balance acrylic. I'm just trying to get rid of it. As you guys know, I got it not too long ago when I bought my liquid. And it is a little bit, more... how would I say it? It's not as liquidy as the normal Mia Secret pink acrylic, but it dries a little bit faster and it's really not as bad. The color is right about the same. But anyways, I'm also using my Mia Secret liquid, and then I'm using my alpha brush in a number 10, and I do have a promo code for them, so I'll be sure to leave that down in the description. But anyways, I applied that first bead right in the middle of the nail where the natural nail and the tip meets. I brushed it down towards the tip, and always remember, you want to make sure that you brush the nail really gently because you don't want to just remove all of that acrylic. Now I'm going back and applying one closer to the cuticle area. Make sure that you wipe around that cuticle really good. You don't want any of that acrylic on the skin because it will cause lifting. And then also make sure that you're wiping your brush off on a paper towel a lot to make sure that the acrylic is not getting stuck on your brush, because it will be really hard for you to get it out once you're working. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the next one. So again, we're going to place that first bead right in the middle where the natural nail and the tip meet. We're going to brush that down towards the tip, and as you can see, I'm pushing the acrylic up because it wants to run off the nail. So you just push it up towards the top of the nail and then brushing it down towards the tip. And then as always, you don't have to stick to a certain method. You might not need the third or fourth bead. Maybe you picked up a big bead the first time. So just look at the nail from different angles and then determine if you need to add some more. But remember that you have to have a nice stress area, and that's to prevent your nail from breaking. You don't want a really flat nail at the top because they will break. And then you also want to make sure you have, a pretty nice thickness at the tip. That way it's not way too thin to where it'll break as well. So usually my first bead is right in the middle where the natural nail and the tip meets. I do another one closer to the tip, and then I do another one closer to the cuticle area, and then I do my fourth one right in the middle, which will create our arch. And then as always, if you need to add some more, that's fine. Just add it as you need it. Don't go back and add a whole bunch of acrylic, because then you'll have a lot of filing to do at the end. So work smarter and not harder. Alrighty, so again, we're going to place that bead right in the middle, brushing it down towards the tip. And remember, wipe your brush off a lot. If you don't clean your brush off on a paper towel, all that acrylic will get stuck in your brush. And it's going to be nearly impossible to have a smooth application because that acrylic is going to keep getting stuck to the acrylic that's already on your brush. So the paper towels that I use are the Viva paper towels, and you can find those at Walmart, Dollar General, Target, wherever. And they're the Viva paper towels. And then again, I'm using my Mia Secret acrylic system and my alpha brush in a number 10, and it is an oval shape. But as always, again, I cannot stress it enough that you do not have to stick to a certain method. You might like the 1 ball method, you might like the 3 or 4 ball method. But you do have to remember that, just look at your nail from different angles, and then you determine if you need to add to more. Do not just add acrylic just to add it, because you will have a lot of falling at the end. So you do want to be, what would I call it? You do want to make sure that you are aware of what you're doing. That way you won't take 2 or 3, 4 hours to do one set, because I promise you, if those nails are really, really thick, you will have to do a lot of filing. And then if you're using a hand file to do all your filing, it's definitely going to take a long time. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and finish off this hand, but again, it's going to be the same steps over and over and over again. The only way to perfect your application is by practicing over and over and over and over a million times. So we're going to go ahead and skip over to the next step, which is to reshape the nails. As you guys know, after like you apply the acrylic, it kind of takes away from the shape, so we just have to go back and redefine that shape. Once we're done doing that, we're going to go ahead and go in with our e-file to file all of the nails. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go in with my fine drill bit, and I'm just going to file all of the nails. So as always, I start around the cuticle area first, going from the right side over to the left side, going back and forth until I'm able to see where the cuticle is, where the natural nail is, and where the acrylic is. That way I know that the acrylic is not on the skin. And then you also want to go ahead and file the rest of the nail to make sure that it's nice and smooth. Which if it is, you won't have a lot of filing to do, but usually I still go back and just blend everything in really good. But again, this is a fine drill bit, which is what you will need to file these nails after the acrylic, or you can use a regular hand file. I know as a beginner, you do have a little bit of a harder time, working the e-file, but everything can be done with a regular hand file. It's just a matter of, practicing, but it will take a bit longer than if you were using an e-file. Alrighty, so same thing. We're just following around the cuticle area first, going from the right side to the left side, just going back and forth. And also remember that when you're doing this, you do not want to keep your nail drill in one spot for too long, because it will cause friction and it will cause your client's nail to burn. So make sure that you keep that nail drill moving at all times. Alrighty, so once we're done filing, we're going to go in with a buffer. As always, this is just to get rid of any of the scratches left from the e-file or the hand file. So we just want to go back and smooth them out really good. Again, this is just a buffer and we're getting rid of any of those scratches. And as always, I run my thumb over the top of the nail once I'm done buffing to make sure that it's nice and smooth. If not, I go back and buff some more. Alrighty, so once the nails are buffed, we're going to go ahead and remove the dust, and I used an alcohol wipe to wipe the nails off. And now I'm going in with this Madam Glam gel polish in the color Angel Wings, which is this really pretty pink, which is probably the most popular pink that I have. And I'm using an OPI gel brush to clean up my lines, but I'm going to be doing some negative space designs, which basically just means that it'll be color and then blank and then some more color and blank some more. So as you can see, I did that first one, cleaned it up with my brush. Same thing for this one. You just go straight across, and you can use any small brush that you have. It doesn't have to be this one. But again, just a small brush, dip it into acetone, and then come back and clean up your lines. Alrighty, so same thing for this one. We apply the polish, and you can go ahead and draw all your lines that you want, but I honestly feel like it's easier to just go ahead and clean them up as you go, because then you risk messing up the previous line or something. So I just go ahead and wipe as I go. Again, I just dip my brush into the acetone, wipe it off on a paper towel to where it's damp but not soaking wet, and then I just clean up my line. Alrighty, so after this, we're going to go ahead and polish the rest of the nails. And again, this is in the color Angel Wings by Madam Glam. And as you guys know, yesterday I posted a video about their Black Friday sale, which will be 40% off. And I do have a promo code, so I'll be sure to leave that down in the description. But the promo code will only be good from November 20th to the 22nd, so be sure to get that promo code. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and put this under the light for 30 seconds. And then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other hand. So for this hand, we're going to do the ring finger and the middle finger with the negative space nails. Again, you just apply the polish, come back and clean the line, apply some more polish, clean up the lines, and just keep going back and forth. Now, if you do want to do, smaller lines to where it's like less negative space, I guess, you could use a nail art brush, which is what I usually use, instead of using the regular, like nail polish brush. Just go in with a smaller brush. And then same thing, just clean up your lines with a smaller brush as well. That way you don't mess up the other lines. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and apply a second coat, but as you can see, even with just one coat, that coverage is so good. And this is why I just love the Madam Glam gel polishes. Like, I don't know, I say it so much that I feel like people would think that I'm exaggerating, but it's like so true. Like anytime somebody come in, the first ones I pick up are my Madam Glam gel polishes, because the coverage is just so good. They stay on for so long. They're so shiny, and I just love them. So again, we're just going to go ahead and do a second coat on each nail, and then we're going to put them back under the light for another 30 seconds. And then whenever it comes to the negative space nails, whenever we do a second coat, it's basically the same thing. We're just going to go back and retrace what's already there, and then cleaning up our lines if we need to. Alrighty, so we're finishing up this hand, so we're going to go ahead and put it under the light. So now I'm going to go in with my IBD gel top coat, and I'm applying that on 2 nails, which will be this pinky and that ring finger, and these will be the holographic nails. So as you guys know, to be able to do the holographic powder, you do have to use a non-cleansed top coat for it to work. So we're going to go ahead and do these 2 nails, and then we're going to put them under the light for 30 seconds. No more than 30 seconds, or at least that's what works for me. It might be different for you, but for me, I only have to cure the nails for 30 seconds. If not, the powder will not stay on the nail. But again, this is a non-cleansed top coat, and it's by IBD. Alrighty, so now I'm going to be using my holographic powder. I just dip my makeup wedge sponge into the powder and just rub it on the nail. Really simple and fast. It doesn't take much powder at all. Again, we just dip it into the chrome and then just rub it on the nail. Again, you want to make sure that you only cure for 30 seconds. And if that doesn't work for you, then it's just going to be a trial and error type of thing. You're just going to have to test it out to see what works for you. After this, we're going to go ahead and apply the IBD gel top coat on all of the nails again. Alrighty, so after this, we're going to let this hand cure for 60 seconds. And then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing for this hand. Go ahead and apply the chrome. Again, we're using a makeup wedge sponge, and I get these from Dollar General. You just dip it into the chrome and then rub it on the nail. And then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing for the index finger. And then we're going to come back and do a a top coat on all of the nails. Alrighty, y'all, so here is the final look. They turned out so pretty. That pink is just so pretty, and then that holographic is just flawless. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram at GetNail32, and I'll see you guys next time.